Everyone's talking about AI coding. Nobody is showing how to start and build production-ready apps, not toys. No-code, low-code devs who ignore AI code will get left behind. We're a Bubble agency, and we're migrating 3 complex platforms from Bubble to AI code. Starting out is scary. Trending platforms feel like toys. In 60 minutes, I'll build a simple waitlist page, show you how all the pieces fit together. Frontend, database, backend, production deployment. We'll start with a blank screen and deploy an app. How we do it at our agency and our school community. Let's get started. So the first step is to sign up to github.com. Just think of this as Google Docs for your code, okay? But don't worry, you don't have to do any coding, but it's a place to store your code. So you do need a place to save it. And GitHub provides the right platform and the environment for us to get started. After you sign up, just create a new repository. I've already signed up, so this is what it looks like. Just give it a name, waitlist, whatever name you want. I'm just gonna call mine wait for now. Make sure to choose visibility and make it private, just to make sure that your code is not visible to the public. You want to do that. Leave all the other options as default and don't worry about anything else. Create repository. After a few seconds, it's going to load with some page that looks like this. This is your blank canvas. It can look a bit confusing, but don't worry about it. All you need to do is find this create a code space button. When you create a code space, what it basically does is that it's going to create a development environment in the cloud. All right. This is like a computer running in the cloud, configured with your particular Google Doc repository or code base, which doesn't have anything in it. All it will do is just make a README file, and that's all. There's nothing else here. While this loads, smash that like button. It helps other no-code devs find this. So now it is fully loaded. The next thing that I'd like you to do is just go to the bottom right here and click Finish Setup. Okay. So you see Setup Copilot. Okay. And then it'll start loading Copilot here. Okay. Copilot it's ChatGPT, but this Copilot is connected to your code base, to your repository, to your Google Doc, which will host your waitlist page. Okay. It's very straightforward to use, and that's the beauty. It's literally live connected, and there's a very generous free tier as well. So you can get started for free. So GitHub is free, Codebase, your repository is free, Copilot is free. Let's just add, I don't know, hello world here in this README file and see what it does. Okay, so I'm gonna just say, please add hello world to the README file. Okay, now by default it is in ask mode. I'm just gonna switch it to agent mode and take it from there. Just press enter. It's gonna do its magic and it's gonna just try and edit the README file and add hello world to it. It does ask for permission that this is the change that I want to do. Do you want to keep the change or do you want to not keep the change? So I can just click keep here and it'll just keep the change. If I want to go back to the preview, I can go to preview. That's the name of my repository and I see hello world. Okay. So we haven't done much. We've signed up to GitHub. We set up our repository, Codebase, Google Doc for code, and we've set up our Codespace, which is now a virtual computer running in the cloud. And we just enabled Copilot on the right and just made a little edit to the line through the chat. All right. Now we need to plan a waitlist page for our new link in bio platform. Now, starting from a blank repository is hard. Okay. So what we are going to use is we're going to use a starter template. Okay. There's a whole bunch of starter templates and there's a separate video that I'm going to make on why I'm choosing this particular template and why I'm choosing this particular tech stack. But for now, let's just run with it. We're going to use a Next.js plus Supabase plus Shadcn starter template. This is the link. I'll paste a link in the school description as well, so you can explore it on your own time. But what we're currently looking for is this particular line. npx create. This is just going to initialize our particular repository with this template. Okay, so I'm going to right click, copy it. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to this terminal part. I can ask the agent to do it as well. The agent can also do it. In fact, let me just ask the agent to do it. So please initialize this repository. Now, before we go, this initialization, what it's going to do, it's going to create a new folder with Supabase app, and then all our template is going to go inside a folder. We don't really want that, so I'm just going to remove that and click dot. Okay. And the other thing that it's going to do is it doesn't really like extra files in the place because it has its own readme file. So I'm just going to right click and delete my existing readme file for a bit. Start with a clean blank slate, go back to the agent, click enter, and it's just going to start working its magic. It's going to ask permission. Should I run this command in the terminal? I'm like, okay, continue. Just run the command in the terminal. A new terminal opened up here and it's trying to run its command. Okay, to proceed. Yeah, I'll just click here, type Y, press enter, and it's just going to start downloading the files and start initializing. See, we have a new README file, the new README file preview. It's a lot more juice in it, but don't worry about all this complicated stuff. You'll get the hang of it over time about where you need to look, but most of our work is going to be in this part. In fact, I personally like to make this part larger so that I can easily work here. But what it's doing is downloading the template, setting up behind the scenes. So think of it like a house, okay? It's getting the different bricks, the plumbing, the wiring, and the kitchen sink, and the windows and everything. And it's just setting it all up together. And it's nice to start with a little house, and then we'll just start building more things, more rooms, more pages, or more sections in the particular house. After a few seconds, it's all done. The template has been set up, and the agent's still thinking a little bit and realizing, and then it'll be like, yep, I'm done. Okay, interesting. So the next thing it has added is, should I commit this app to the repository? Okay, let me explain what that means. If I open GitHub with my original repository, this is like it. All it has is the README file. So this version of the repository is not exactly the same version that I'm seeing here. This is my sort of like draft. Basically, I have not clicked the save button. You know, in Google Docs, well, Google Docs is live saving, but before, when you use on Windows or anything, Microsoft Office, you would start drafting. Make sure to press the save button. This is basically the save button. Let me add all the files, commit all the files, push them to the repository. Let me just let it do its magic. So there's two steps to the saving part. One step to the saving part is saving it locally in the computer. Okay. The next step is to push it to the remote cloud as well. At the moment, this is saved, but only locally. It's not pushed to this place. If I refresh the page, nothing is here. Okay, so there's two parts to saving the code. All I say, push to main as well, please. And it'll just say, okay, let me just push this to main as well. So I've got my local and I've got my main. And yeah, this is already done now. All changes have been pushed to the main branch. Your repository is now fully up to date. Let me know if you need anything else. If I go here, if I refresh, all of my template has been initialized. I didn't do much. Okay. All I did was start talking here. The big thing in this new way of development is you have to know what to ask the AI. That's all. You don't have to know what this is, but I have to know what to tell the AI to do. And that's the part that you need to be aware of. Knowing what to ask the AI. You're kind of like an orchestrator or a puppet master, and you're just like steering, think of a car analogy. I'm just driving the car. I need to know how to drive the brake, the accelerator, turning left, turning right. But I don't know how the petrol, the engine, the carburetor, everything. I don't know how all those work. I know how to drive the car. You don't need to know how the engine works. Okay. Engine, well, it works. There's engineers who made it and it works. Okay. So now we've got this template set up, but we haven't really, we can't really see it. How do I go from here to here? Okay. Now let me just run the server, please. Okay. In that command, what it's going to do is going to ask for, should I run this in the terminal? I'm going to say, yeah, run this in the terminal. And it's going to initialize the server in my cloud machine, It's going to say I've initialized it, everything. It's running in the background. It'll open this pop-up. Should I open it in the browser, or it shows here as well? I can click here. Yeah. So it's going to connect the forwarded port. It's loading, loading, loading. If you're serious about this transition, subscribe. I post Bubble to AI content every week. And this is our template initialized. Okay, that's all. So what did we do? Signed up, repository, Codespaces, initialize the template. All we did was chat here. Add hello world, initialize the repository, push the main, run the server. Our server is running. This is still running in our code base. It's not public to the internet. If I take this URL and I try and open it in a incognito, well, it's not logged in, so it's not working yet. It only is working on my kind of browser because I'm logged in. But generally, this is not the URL that you will share. All right, so the next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting to plan our waitlist page. All right, so we're going to just start a new thread. It's sometimes easier to start a new feature in a new thread. So now I'm just going to start a new thread, and I'm going to give it, we are going to be building a link in bio platform. The first thing we are going to do is to make a waitlist page. All right. Now it's if you just say this and hit enter, it's just going to go off on its own and just create anything. All right. So one thing I've realized, one trick that is really useful is to first ask it to come up with a plan and tell you what it's going to look like using ASCII art. Okay. So can you come up with a plan and show me what it will look like using ASCII art here first. Here is interesting because if you don't do here, it creates an ASCII art file. All right. So it's just going to come up with a little kind of plan. It's like, okay, I'm going to make a new waitlist page. This is going to be the headline. It's going to be modern. It's going to be valid, Tailwind CSS. It's very basic, simple platform logo, welcome, easiest, join waitlist, a super tiny, small wireframe. Now, again, it depends on model to model. Okay. GPT 4.1 is okay, but I found Claude Sonnet to be better. In future videos, I'll show you how to access Claude Code using the 4.0 model. You can add premium models for a $10 monthly subscription and stuff. But for now, Sonnet 3.5 is pretty good for our simple waitlist example anyways. Can you try again, please? Make it a bit better. Okay. Generally speaking, Claude models we found to be, at the moment, now this is July 2025, this changes so rapidly. Grok 4 came out like yesterday. So at the moment for our work, we found that Claude 4 or Claude 3.5 Sonnet, see just now with the ASCII art, we didn't give it too much instruction. Okay. It's a bit more as a waitlist page compared to the previous one. So all I did was we're going to build a link in bio platform, plan, waitlist. It's like, let's just do this. Not really much. Now, if I just switched the models and I was like, okay, that's a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, that's interesting. That's a whole bunch of stuff. Now, after I validated, and does it make sense? Transform your bio, one link, join waitlist, email, button. It's okay. Some FAQ pages and a link made with love. And okay, yeah, it's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. Now, sometimes it's useful to start collecting bits and pieces like this in a documentation folder to refer to them afterwards. Okay, so make a docs folder and place this in ASCII waitlist.md. Please, we just want to be polite. It's just going to make the folder and place the file, the markdown file there. And it's just easier. Next time we close the workspace, we open again, we want the agent to quickly understand what's been built. We can just tell it, just read the docs folder. You'll be fine. Okay. So it's going to take a little bit of while, probably like 10, 15 seconds, not much. Yeah. So it's all done. It'll still ask me, do I keep the change or do I not keep the change? So all I'll do is just keep the change. I can I can right click. Where is it? There was a way to make it maximized. I'll just make it here. Okay. Yeah. Kind of looks okay. All right. mobile responsive, this, yeah, kind of looks pretty okay. All right. Now, keep in mind, the goal for our current series is to understand how all the different bits come together with the simple waitlist page. So I'm not going to bother too much about the specific design elements or how it looks or the branding elements, because I want to show you how all the bits fit together to make something come alive. All right. So the next step that I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask it, now implement this on the main landing page. Okay. Please use Shadcn UI components. So while this is working, I'll explain what I mean by Shadcn UI components. If I just Google it, let me see if I select, okay, it's gonna work. So Shadcn UI, okay. If I don't do this, what it's gonna do is just gonna come up with a random set of styles for buttons and hero. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good. It'll come up with its own kind of sort of design philosophy and ethos. Okay, there's hundreds and thousands of design systems. Shadcn UI is pretty good, pretty open source. LLMs like it. So it's just easier to kind of like run with it. And the starter repo that we've used comes with it installed as well. I'll just let it install whatever it wants to install over time. We've used it for many projects, production. It looks pretty nice. You can brand it to make it look pretty nice. And if I just show it, if you've seen any OpenAI or Perplexity or a whole bunch of them use this for their dashboards. So it's just pretty straightforward, nice, elegant design system with a whole bunch of like components. Sticking to a design system makes the overall look and feel of the platform, the web app, consistent. Okay. Otherwise, the button looks a little bit different. The card looks a bit different. The nav bar looks a bit different. Getting a consistent output design-wise from the AI requires a whole bunch of prompting that we don't really want that much. Let me just, it's trying to install something and it's subtly here. I just let it like let it happen. It's just asking permission. So I didn't do much. I just like ASCII art. We want to be the orchestrator, the manager, the reviewer. We want to know what's happening as like the inner details. We just like, yeah, fine, just add whatever. But in terms of knowing, if I had not said, please use Shadcn UI components, it would create its own buttons, its own random stuff. So that's the part you need to be aware of as you go on this journey, knowing what to ask AI when, okay? Make it secure, do this, use this for security, use this for design, place this here. ASCII art, for example, it's a whole bunch of like things in your toolbox. And once you get familiar with them and you have like 100 or so in your toolbox, you'll be like, yeah, this is pretty easy. It's like driving a car. I don't know how the engine works, but I can drive. And it's now it's like automatic transmission. I don't even have manual transmission here. It's just way easier with automatic transmission now. Okay, just to explain what it was doing, it was placing individual components first, and now it's actually making the main page. So the individual components are here. So buttons and badges, cards, checkbox, individual components, waitlist, FAQ, feature card, waitlist, and then it's gonna just combine them into one waitlist page somewhere. It's just busy. The page has been created, app, page.tsx. Let's see, I apologize, and let's replace the strings. This is a file already. Made a mistake, it's corrected itself, and now it's gonna try and read and then edit the thing. It was trying to create the whole page, now it's gonna just understand, oh, the page already exists. This is our like starter boilerplate page, so it's just gonna like remove it and place the new one. It's written a whole bunch of large page. Okay, all I'm gonna have to do is click the keep button. Okay, I see the issue. Let me clean up the file properly. It's trying to figure something out here.
While the AI writes this code, hit that like button. It really helps the channel.
So wants to install a few more components. Let it happen. I'm just gonna overwrite. These components already existed, so it should be fine. No issues. I think this would already exist. Yeah, because we started with a boilerplate. Oh yeah, I think I realized my small mistake. I should have first asked it to analyze this repository. I forgot to ask it to analyze this repository. Let me see if I can, if I should. Yeah, it'll be fine. That's generally a good trick, that you just ask it to analyze the repository first. Then once it understands the repository, it's kind of like adds the thing better. Yeah, it's all ready. Okay. Now it says you can run the dev server to see it in action. Let me know if you wanted any adjustments. Okay. Run the dev server in the background, please. Okay. I'll just ask it to do it. So that's one of the things, like you could say I've started to become slightly lazy and eating too many tokens, because all it needs is me to type npm run dev here and run it. And I know how to do it. I'll just because it's just faster and easier to do it this way. Sometimes it's easier. So it's just going to run the dev server. I'm going to get the forwarded port toast notification here, open in browser. It's just going to load, connect the forwarded port, and just start showing me my brand new waitlist page. Let's see what it looks like. Excellent. We have an error. So what you need to do after this here is just copy the error, go here, and oh, it's trying to open it itself as well. So let it continue. It's trying to open it itself, and it'll probably find the error itself and try and fix the error itself as well. I could have copy pasted the error as well, but yeah, it didn't detect that it had an error. Let me just paste the error and tell it, and it'll try and fix it. This is something that when you use Claude 4 or just newer models, better tools, the paid tools, the premium ones, they get it better in the single shot. Overall, they're just better. But for the purpose of our waitlist, I didn't want to add like another subscription or a paid tool. I thought I'd just use the chat. For our production use, keep it, do I have to change? No, I don't have to change anything. Yeah, it's here. I think it's still a bit wonky, but I wonder the error should be fixed. Let me know. There's some alignment issues, but we went from no page and no coding knowledge all the way here. Better paid models, the page results better, but we can easily fix it. All we have to do is we need to know what to tell the AI to do right now. We just need to say the hero section looks misaligned. Okay, so these are the key terminologies that over time you just get to understand. I was like, okay, the hero seems to be misaligned. It's to the left. Now, if we just tell it, it tries to fix it, and sometimes it makes a mistake. Can you please root cause and tell me here first? Do not make a change. Before I do that, I'm just going to click this keep so that all the changes in the files are saved or anything. No, they're not committed or pushed. They're just saved locally at the moment. Now it's going to try and oh, so something happened. Let me try and check the relevant components and styling. It's going page by page, component by component, trying to find what's happening. So it's trying to find tailwind config. It's just trying to find where in which file did it make that mistake. Okay. Now, once it's done its root cause, yes, please. Generally speaking, this pattern I found has more success. Even with the more premium models, you should generally try and root cause first, come up with a plan first, and then once it's done the plan, then okay, now implement the plan. Sometimes it comes with a few options of what it could be if it's something complicated, but generally it kind of works this way. Is it done? Now let's adjust the page layout. Yep, it's in the center. See? Yeah. So the hero section is in the center now. And now that the hero is in the center, I realize that the rest is also slightly misaligned. We're going to have to tell it to assess the rest of the page as well to see if it needs this change. So this is all okay. Can you please check the remaining components of the waitlist page to see if they also need this fix? Okay, because I didn't realize that the whole page was misaligned. It was just like, now that this is properly centered, it's okay. So let's see, fairly decent. Yeah, that was the F12 key, by the way. Right click, inspect, and it's just a way to check responsiveness, a little quick check to responsiveness. Even responsiveness, you just tell it, it's not responsive, can you please check? So yeah, can you please check? Yes, I found several sections and there are, let me just fix this. So it's just gonna go and fix it and everything's gonna just start aligning super fast. Yeah. So this one's done, this one's done. I think it's about to do this one. It's gonna do this one next and this one next. Yep, frequently asked questions is done. And the other one will be done next. The button does not work on the waitlist page. That's fine. We have not implemented the actual backend yet. We're only doing the front end at the moment. But yeah, see this alignment, it's all nice and aligned this time now. Ready to transform, so, white use us. Now I see there's a whole bunch of gaps here. I can just ask it to fix it and improve it. It's the same loop. Try and like describe the behavior, try and ask it to root cause and come up with a plan first, then ask it to implement the plan. At the moment, for now, I'm not gonna bother too much. I can add more FAQs, I can ask it to change stuff. Whatever I want to do, I'll just ask it here and just let it happen. Let me just keep this changes and ask it to commit this, please. Okay. It's just gonna cobble together everything, make a nice commit message and commit the message to the repository. And after that, we're gonna ask it to push to main, please. Just let it continue. So what did it do? Feature, implement waitlist landing page, add waitlist component, feature cards, FAQ section, responsive, toast, dark mode. It has dark mode here. Why did it have dark mode? But yeah, check it status, commit, and then let me just, I know the command to git push. All I have to do is go here, git push. But for just sometimes it's just a bit harder to remember all the commands, but it's sometimes easier to remember the English. Just push it to main, push it to repository, do whatever. When I say that push it to main, it's just gonna appear here. So push the changes to main branch, continue, git push origin main. That's the thing to remember. That's harder to remember, whereas the English to remember is just much easier. And if I refresh the page, yeah, see, feature implement waitlist landing page. Now, if I take a look at all this, like before AI and before this approach, people would need to like, hand write all of this after 4 years of like software engineering and computer science or a boot camp or something, a whole bunch of like stuff. Okay. That's complicated. Whereas what did I just do? I just ask it, we're going to do this. Make the ASCII art first. I didn't like that. I just changed the model, make it better. I could have just added like, make it better, add a pricing plan, add this, add that in the ASCII art. It's just much easier. And then I asked it, just make it. And then it wrote all the code. The thing that we need to now be aware of is the overall orchestrator, the architect, the person who knows how to drive this car, so that that thing reaches the destination, which is a waitlist page. We don't need to know all of this stuff anymore. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna now do is make this button work. So right now, if I just say abc@abc.com, I click this, it says joining, it says thank you for joining, but where does this email go? It doesn't go anywhere. Why? Because I didn't ask the AI to make it work. And to make it work, we want to connect it to a database. All right. Now it's not that hard. What we need to know is ask the AI to connect it to the database. Which database? Now that's an easy question to answer. We're just going to use Supabase. There's hundreds of databases. There's a separate video where I explain why you choose this particular tech stack, For now, just run with it. It's used by millions of people. Okay, GitHub itself uses it. So all you need to do is just start your project. So sign up. And once you sign up, the main thing that we want to do is we want to connect our connection of Supabase to our AI agent so that the AI agent can do the rest of the hard work. All right. All I'm doing is sign up, getting a token, connect the token here, and just letting the AI do the rest of the magic itself. Okay. So we're just going to sign up. So once you sign up, you should come to something like this. Okay. Just pick a name for your organization. Just choose the free plan. That'll be fine. Just create the organization. And after this, it's going to ask to create a project and assign a particular password to a project. You can store the project whichever region is close to you. If you're in the UK, if you're in wherever, and use strong password. Make sure to copy this. You can reset it afterward, but save it with you. Leave all the other options as default. Don't worry about them. Create new project. So we've signed up to Supabase. We've created an organization. We've created a project. What I want to do now is basically connect this particular database instance to my AI agent here. Let me just reset this in a new chat. It's easier that way. And the technique I'm going to be using is called MCP. MCP is called Model Context Protocol. It connects AI agents to external services. All you need to do is Google Supabase MCP, Supabase MCP, and you'll get the documentation link. We are particularly using Visual Studio Code. If you're using others, there's other instructions. But yeah, all it says is you need to make this directory, you need to make this JSON file, and you need to follow this configuration. Okay, whether it's Mac, Windows, our Codespace, it's Windows subsystem for Linux in general. Okay, now here's where it gets a bit interesting. This actually feels a bit hard. So all I do is I just copy this and I ask the agent to do it. So I just copy this, paste it here, and I tell it, I am trying to set up a Supabase MCP server. Please make the necessary folder and files. Okay. It understands what it needs to do. It will make the folder. It will make the file. Okay. It doesn't exist. The directory doesn't exist. So let me just make the directory, and the file doesn't exist. So let me make the file. Okay. So if I close this, yeah, so the .ps code exists now, and it's just like it just created the file as well. Okay. All I'll need to do is click keep after a while. So keep. Okay. Now, the main thing we need to do is we need to make sure we replace the input access token. Okay. So where do we get the access token? If I go back to my Supabase, I'll go to here, I'll go to account preferences, I'll go to access token, I'll just generate a new token, MCP, and that is my token. Okay. Tokens are something, I mean, I can tell tokens here in chat and it'll replace it, but this is one of those things where I'm like, you know what, let me just try and copy paste this thing rather than just this add server. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, copy paste this token here. The other thing that it has done by default is that it has passed this read-only project reference. Okay. The project reference, we can get the project reference in here. That's the project reference. Okay. I mean, there's other places to find it, like project ID, this project settings here. That I'll let it do. So this is the project reference. We remove the read-only flag. And the reason, generally speaking, if you have a live production database, the read-only flag is pretty important. You don't want your agent to mess up with your production database. For now, we want it to set it up. So it's just going to add the project reference, and it's going to add the, remove the read-only flag. And that's it. Keep this. The server is ready. All I need to do now is click add server, run command, run browse MCP servers, extend. I think I need to reinitialize this. 1 second. Oh, it already added it. I thought, well, usually in other places we had to like, initialize this separately, but it seems to have like, check Supabase for any tables, please. It'll fetch Supabase, check. I'll use it to check the tables in your Supabase project. Can I run the command? I'm like, okay, just run the command, it's fine. Now it says I need to start the server first. I knew it was like, it's not really alive. Yeah, that icon, that's the icon, which is like, it's the MCP one. As an order, we can use Supabase. No. It's gone off track now. Knowing when it's gone off track, it's always important. I think all I need to do is just initialize the chat again or restart the code space or something. Let me just restart the chat. This MCP server Supabase. Can you read Supabase via MCP? I think the new chat would work. It's running list tables. Yeah, it's working now. Okay, it'll find out that there are no tables in the schema at all. Okay, don't check list migrations or anything, just ignore it now. Okay, so our Supabase MCP server is now connected. So what does that mean? That means, let me go here. That means our new project in Supabase, through our personal token, through this magic kung fu, is connected to our code base. Yeah, this just chatbot, this agent is connected to Supabase, our database backend. Now, what do I need to do? I need to just tell it, for this waitlist page, come up with a plan. What are you gonna do? I'll look at the plan and I'll say, okay, execute the plan. If I go straight to like make this waitlist page happen, it fumbles up. If I ask it to plan a little bit ahead of time and then I was like, okay, make the plan, it just makes it happen. So now what am I gonna do? I'm gonna be the first thing I need to do is ask it to analyze this repository. Okay, analyze this repository, please. If I don't ask it to do that, this chat thread has no context of all the files. So this analysis, it just helps it like, okay, let me try and build a picture of where I am. The model has no picture of where it is. The model reads the files, reads the README, reads the package, reads the index file, and then it's like, okay, understands, okay, I think now I know what this is, okay? It's trying to search for waitlist, and it's gonna find, based on my analysis, see, it's a Next.js project, it's a link in bio platform, it's a waitlist landing page, it's understood everything, okay? It's understood everything. So it appears to be in development phase with the core structure set up, but the implement, oh, that's too good. That's too good. The actual waitlist does not work as a to-do comment on it. In fact, previous one would have left the to-do comment on it. Let me actually open and see. Yes, see, to-do, implement the actual waitlist state. So previous Claude, thank you very much. You left a comment for new Claude that this needs to happen. Okay. Come up with a plan to implement this waitlist form using the Supabase cloud that you have access to via the MCP server. Click enter. So the terminology is what is the skill that needs to be learned. Okay, use the MCP server, use the Supabase cloud, come up with a plan. Okay. It went straight to starting to implement the plan. Okay, it didn't come up with a plan. That's the part where it's like, okay, no, cancel. Okay, plan here first. I sometimes forget as well. It's like, plan here first. Come up with the whole plan, describe the whole thing. What are you gonna do and everything? I need to iterate a bit with the plan. Okay, it's like setting up Google Maps. It's like, okay, this destination, you check the destination. Is the destination correct or not correct? What is it going on here? So now that it's come up with a plan, I'm gonna make a waitlist table in Supabase. It's gonna have this. It added this for no reason at all. Okay, add security policies to make sure it only inserts. Okay, prevent duplicates. Then it's gonna create a serverless edge function in Supabase. Then it's gonna send email. That's a future enhancement. Then it's gonna modify the front end. Then it's gonna test and validate. it's okay as a plan. Okay. The only part that, and that's the architecture part that you need to be aware of over time as to like, okay, is it heading in the right direction or is it not heading in the right direction? This part is something that's worrying me. Let me just ask it. Do we need a serverless edge function? A serverless edge function. So let me just ask it, and it can come up with perhaps an easier way to do it. Yeah, see, so it come up with, okay, simpler implementation, lower latency, better constraint, no need to deploy, maintain additional functions. Duplicate email is gonna be a problem. I don't really mind, it's HTML. Invalid email formats, nah, not really. I don't really mind that, but HTML5 has its basic validation. It's okay, this is a simpler implementation, okay? So can you please revise the overall plan and keep it simple for now? Okay, so it's gonna come up with a plan, it's gonna come up with a simpler plan. Generally speaking, my suggestion is to start simple and slowly layer on the complexity. Now that I asked it simple, see, it didn't add the unnecessary like extra metadata for future flexibility. I don't want that. Like, it's just like, just keep it simple. So create the basic waitlist table, enable security policies with a simple policy and the front end implementation, use the existing whatever magic mumbo jumbo, insert it, and that's all. Okay. You know what? Let me just even say, no need to do that even. Duplicates is fine. Okay. Yeah, that's all. Now it's just starting to work with it. So a migration is what's called when it's like trying to create a table or modify a table here. So if I go to the Supabase dashboard, I go to table editor, there's no tables here. Okay, there's no tables here. Now, if I say, okay, continue, apply this migration, it's just gonna create a particular table in the database. I can refresh this and it should have appeared, or maybe, yeah, see that waitlist. If I click here, it's one table, it has one email column. This is the default column created and ID, and it has one email column. Okay, so now it's gonna just fix the waitlist form so that it'll work. Created a simple waitlist table, let's source email, added an RLS policy. That's the security policy. You need to be aware of what's happening where. Simple, would you like to test it out or make any adjustments? I click keep. It should still be running. If my node server is running, it should just be alive now. What happened? Project URL. Oh, I forgot. Sorry. We did not configure the project URL and API key. I know how to do that from the dashboard, but before we try and do that, let's see if the agent can do this. Okay. I'm not aware. Can it read this from the MCP? I'm not aware. Let me check. Yeah, see, let's see if these values are available from the MCP tool. I have a feeling they won't be available through the protocol. These are some API keys. It does get an on key. Yeah, it can. It'll just get the key and it'll just put it in a file here. And then it'll just, let's update the configuration. It'll probably create an environment file. Let's see what's going on. Oh, see, this is the part where it's gotten slightly off course. It actually is, it's just it's gonna start making the variables here. Okay, now this is the part, okay, where you just, again, you need to be aware of what it's doing and how it's doing it. I don't know the whole syntax, but I do know what it's done is this is not the right way to save environment variables in terms of general security best practices. why not save environment variables in a local local environment file instead? Technically speaking, these two variables, they are accessible to the client browser side. So these two are not a security issue, generally speaking. But whenever there are secret keys being configured, you just want them in one place. It's just creating a .env local environment file. Now that it is this one, that's the right place to do it. Okay, not this place. So here we need to, what is it, toggle diff? How do I discard this? Undo this change. Can I click? Oh, it automatically reverted the change. Did it add a comma here? Remove, it did do a little bit of a change, but that's not a change as such. It's just removed a comma. Actually, this is ending, so it should be fine. Yeah. The approach is better. They're not committed. It's different environment. Sensitive keys won't be exposed. Other developers. So this is better. Now you just click keep. And now let's load our, okay, so this thing is loading again. Let's just refresh the page. It's loading fine. Let's test it. Test at avkytech.com. Enter. Thank you for joining the waitlist. And let's see, is there any entry here? Voila, we have a waitlist page and it works. Okay. We have a waitlist page, it works. Waitlist at avkytech.com. Enter. And let's see. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Now, just to be double safe and everything, it's like you can ask it, is our waitlist page and implementation secure? Please look very closely. The table should not be open to the public. Okay. So it's gonna check. As far as I think it's done a good job of it already, but it's just sometimes worth double checking. Okay. This auth policy here, that's what it says, allows insert to waitlist. This language is confusing. So there's another Supabase assistant here as well that you can just ask it any questions as a secondary backup. But generally it's like, okay, let's see, security concern, the RS policy allows anyone to, this means anyone could write a script to flood the waitlist with fake emails. That's not really nice. Creating a slightly more restrictive policy, basic rate limiting, let's update the security table. This is correct. I would do this. The only thing that for the purposes of our current tutorial and to get this thing live to production, I won't go here yet. Okay. In future tutorials, there's going to be a separate whole section on security in general. But for the sake of our waitlist page, which is not viral or nothing yet, it's just this, it'll be fine. But the approach is trying to do, it's not a bad approach either. Okay. We could let it run as well. But it will require, I think, some code changes as well. So it will continue. Anyways, let me just cancel that for now. So just a recap of what we did. We set up a Supabase organization. We signed up to Supabase, set up an organization, a project. We connected our Supabase instance with our AI agent, and then we drove the car to get our waitlist feature working. Okay. Now remember, what else do we need to do? It's like commit these changes and push them, please. Oops, made a mistake. Okay. Yeah, because otherwise all this work did not reach, where is it? Did not reach here. Okay. So it's gonna git add. Now this is interesting. Is it detecting that? Yeah, so here again, one of the things with security is just to be aware as to what is happening. Okay. I'm going to do a whole separate series on security in general, but I could tell that, okay, it's also pushing my personal access token to the repository, and that's not nice. Okay. Why are you pushing the MCP JSON with the personal access token. So I ask it, and it's gonna say, "Oh, sorry, let me fix it." Newer models in general are better with this already. It has better handling. So Claude 4 and Gemini 2.5, the paid premium ones, they tend to kind of like, have that. So it's just gonna self-correct. But yeah, just being mindful, not mindful. It's more a case of like when you're driving a car, you know how to lock the car. You don't know how the locks work on the inside or anything, but you know how to press the button to lock it. So here you just need to know when and how to press the button to lock it and be able to guide the car and drive it to a safe place. Just let it work. Now it's fine. It's only when you're dealing with keys is when you need to be hyper aware. And with features, there's other ways. There's other ways to like make it more secure, the whole experience. For now, I think I wanted to get a simple end-to-end overview. I mean, the waitlist page doesn't really look that nice, does it? But I'm ignoring those aspects because I want to cover like a breadth of ground before like focusing on, okay, landing page, beautiful landing page, how, features, how, security, how. Okay, so let's continue to push this. All right, it's done. So if I check here, my feature implementation waitlist sign up page with Supabase is here now. All this code, I didn't really need to know much about the code itself. I just guided it to like do it the right way. So what have we done? We've gone through GitHub, set up the template, set up a landing page, waitlist page, connected Supabase, and now the next step is we're gonna push it to production so other people can use it and see it, because up until now it's only on our computer. We want to run it on other computers.
All right. So how do we go from here to some link that I can share with my friends and family, social media, and start getting those waitlist signups for new app idea? There's a whole bunch of ways to deploy it to production. I'm going to suggest one and walk through that one, which is personally the one I like. And I've got a separate video on why we chose this particular tech stack. Because again, it's like flavors of ice cream. They're all great. Okay. So we're going to use railway.com. Okay. And just sign up to railway.com. I already have an account, so I don't need to do much. We can just deploy a new project. Once you are creating a new project, it will ask you, and you just have to say deploy it from a GitHub repository, because all our code, all our Google Docs code is on GitHub repository. So you're just going to click this one. It's going to have a list of which ones you have already. Wait is the one that we're going to go for, because that's the one that we've been using. So I click wait, and then it's going to just create the project. It's going to try and understand what it is, what type of tech stack it is. It's going to try and configure a whole bunch of stuff accordingly and try and get everything to work. It's not going to get it right. The reason it's not going to get it right is because we did not configure the right environment key. Remember, the keys we left in our local environment, we need to pass these keys on to Railway in a secure manner before it's going to start working. All right. There's a whole bunch of settings here, settings, metrics, variables, deployments, but it kind of looks complicated. And Railway also has an MCP server where we can just connect Railway to the AI agent and make it do all the hard part. But personally, all you have to do is go to settings, see the build will fail. That's okay. Oh yeah, I forgot about something. This is a common thing that happens. Okay. All I have to do is I have to go and tell the AI agent in a new thread. Let me just do it in a new thread. Starting a new and keep is there any pending? Just keep. I don't think there was any edits or anything. Anyways, new chat thread. I was like, there are build errors. Please resolve them. 99% of the time, this works. Okay. Definitely with the newer model, it just starts like, let me just try and fix what's going on. So it's just going to try and build it, try and fix the errors. And this happens when it's like, it's going to try and run the build here. it's going to detect the error that happened because we just had Railway build it, and it's going to realize, oh, I made a mistake here. It's usually something tiny somewhere in the thing. And it's just going to be like, okay, fine. So let me just try and fix that. It's usually nothing serious. Failed to compile, this move right is defined but never used. So I was like, it wrote something. Yeah, it wrote something in some file which it didn't clean up and tidy up. So it's like, let me just try and tidy up. This file is imported but it's never used. So let me just remove that. That's all it is. Literally, that's all it was. But I didn't need to know what's where and how and everything. It's just gonna be like, let me just do that and see if that's the only thing. Sometimes it finds other errors afterwards, but most of the time, see, it's just something tiny. I'll be honest, I actually don't know how people used to do this before AI. It must have been really hard. It's checking. Yeah, it's gone through fine now. Yeah, that should be okay. So all I need to do is keep this edit again, commit, push. Now that we've connected our Wavelay to GitHub, it's gonna automatically trickle through there as well. Commit and push, please. Continue. Now back to Railway. This will come through. It will come through here, this fix here, and it will come through here. It will be detected, and it's like, I see it started to build it again. Back to what I wanted to talk to about Railway settings. Okay. In Railway settings, a whole bunch of stuff can feel a bit complicated, but don't worry, I'll tell you which ones that you need to be aware of. One of them is this region one. Okay. Metal ones are cheaper. Okay. Trying to have the region close to your Supabase region is marginally a bit better. So our Supabase, I think, was in Sweden. Just placing this in Netherlands. But again, advanced configuration can happen later. It doesn't have to be done now. One thing I do like is just to reduce this, because by default, it's a lot of, it's too much for a waitlist page. 32 GB RAM and 32 CPUs. That's too much. Even just 4 is enough. We just have a waitlist page. There's nothing. Then there is one part which is serverless. So this definitely, if there is no traffic, is just gonna make the thing sleep. Drastically reduces the cost of your hosting and service. So enable serverless. That's the one that I was looking for. And there's one more area that what variables I'll come to next. So let me just get the build failed again. How? npm run build did not compile successfully. That's strange. Because it compiled otherwise did. Oh yeah, that's the one that I was about to talk about. That the API key and URL Supabase URL is needed. Okay. So what this actually means is we have not told what Supabase project, what Supabase organization, not connected this to Railway yet. Okay. And the easiest way to do this is to go here in variables. Okay. See, it already has suggested variables. These two, you need to tell us these two. Okay. Because you're not doing it. I can go to Supabase. I can click this connect. Okay. And on here in app frameworks, these are the keys that it's talking about. Okay. So I can just copy this and paste it here in the URL one. That's the URL. Okay. And I can copy this and paste it here and then say add all. Okay. So these two keys are now here as well. I do have to deploy my change. So any settings I changed, it didn't happen. So I have to click deploy, and then they'll start applying to my server in the cloud. And then it's going to come alive. Now for the wait. Just going to build it again. If I want to explore what it's doing is this expansion helps. Generally in this new AI world, I think it's the more important skill now is to understand what to tell the AI. If I had started this journey and I'd be like, make me a link in bio tool. Why are you not working? Why are you not? It's not going to work. I have to like slowly, bit by bit, guide the whole thing. I need to know Supabase is one thing, the model context protocol, Railway, how this all fits together. And Bold and Lovable, Replit, they're trying to make that journey more seamless with the agent. And that too, they're fantastic. The only hesitation I've got with them is you start to hit a roadblock after a little bit of while. Replit is actually pretty good. With Bolt Lovable V0, you hit a roadblock very quickly. But with Replit, you can go really far. You can go to production with Replit. It's pretty good. It's a bit expensive, a little bit expensive. But up until now, all I've done is a bit free. I think Railway has like a plan to host. You can host on Vercel as well. There's a few reasons I'm not too keen on Vercel. I'll explain that in a different video. But yeah, let's just wait for this build to happen. It'll be done in a bit. So in a couple of minutes, our deployment has been successful. Now, what do we do now? We don't really know where this thing is working. Okay. It says successful, but I don't really know where my app is. The reason being, as we have not actually connected it to the internet, connecting this server to the internet. I don't know why this is not working. Let me just refresh the page. Usually it looks like, it shows stuff here. What's weird? Should say wait. Okay. Anyway, so just go to settings here. Okay. You have to go to public networking. Access this service publicly. So you can create like private services in private, which only other servers can use. But yeah, for now, that's extra complexity. I just need to click generate domain. And now it's going to be up. Okay. If I click this, wait, production, up Railway, voila. That's the same as this one, except this one is running on my cloud Codespace. Okay. Whereas this one is the link that I can share with others on the internet. Okay. And let's see. Test9 at raspberrypapi.com. Let's see if this works. And our variables connected it to the right Supabase instance. I'm going to go to the table editor. I'm going to go to the waitlist table and close this. Test9 is here. So our app is live. You can use this link, open it on a phone and check it. But for now, I'm just going to use meta tags because it's, just to check. So if I put this link here, it's going to just come up with some error that I was unable to access this website, or well, basically it's all just blank. So I was unable to do much about it. Now, if I put this link, okay, pause metadata, link in bio, one link to rule them all. So it's got something, it's alive, okay? How do I go from this to myamazingdomain.com? Fairly straightforward. You can just click this custom domain button and it will guide you through the process altogether. I'll just be like amazingdomain.com. Okay. Is the domain available? Select the port. The port, you can just select the next server 18080. That's the one. Add domain. Once I click add domain, it's going to ask me to set up a record in my wherever I purchased amazingdomain.com. I've not purchased amazing.ref.com. In a future video, I can walk through this more if needed as well. But if you have this as a question as setup, just ask the question in the community. I'm happy to help. All right. So we're done. Yeah. Our waitlist page is live. Now to start marketing. So just a quick recap of how we got here. Okay. We signed up to GitHub. We set up a code space. We started chatting to Copilot. We managed to get it to make our ASCII art first, plan the layout of our landing page, and then we got it to implement the plan. We made the agent fix a few things. We signed up to Supabase. We connected Supabase to our agent. We let the agent try and fix Supabase and set it up correctly. Then we connected Railway and hosted our app on railway.com. all within like what, 30 minutes, 1 hour. So you went from a blank canvas to something deployed. I know there are waitlist platforms. You can just go sign up and drag drop WYSIWYG and just make a waitlist page. However, the skills learned here, we can start to build up on top of it to like, okay, that now let's make the whole landing page. Now let's actually make the features as well. So this is the foundation. We can start to build up on top of it to build the whole platform now as well. Congrats. You just deployed your first production app in 60 minutes. This is lesson 1 from our complete SaaS course. If you want the full build, turning this into a complete link in bio platform with auth, backend, everything else, that's inside the school community where 100 plus no-code, low-code devs are making this exact transition. The link is in the description and I'll see you on the other side.